The second part of unleashing your social brilliance is going to be to create a plan that works for you. If you have listened to all of the marketing gurus out there that say you have to post X amount of days per week and this is the only way to do it, it's not for you. You need to do it the way that works for you. So pick a plan that you can do in your hardest week, in your busiest week, in the week that you least want to show up on social media. Find a way to consistently show up. A lot of times I'll have people start and say, okay, I'm going to do 2 posts a week. They can manage to get 8 posts a month done. That's not an overwhelming number for a lot of people. And then they start to have fun with it. And then they go to 3 posts a week, maybe 4 posts a week. And next thing you know, they're really embracing social media and showing up on it more, but in a natural and authentic way. So the first thing we're going to do is come up with the platforms you want to be posting on. If you have a dread feeling in your heart, in your soul that just says, I do not want to show up on Facebook or I don't want to show up on Twitter, that's totally fine. You don't need to show up on those platforms. There's hundreds of millions of people on every social media platform right now. I'm pretty sure of those hundreds of millions of people that are on the platforms, your dream clients are there on all of the platforms as well. So take what you have inside of you, in your heart, and follow that guidance to choose the right platforms for yourself. Then choose how often you're going to be able to consistently show up on those platforms. 2 to 3 times a week is completely fine. If you want to do 5 times a week or even an everyday posting 7 times a week, you can do that. But just remember that consistency is the most important part of social media success. What you do day in and day out is going to be what really moves the needle. And there's more to social media than just posting. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself if you say, I'm going to post one thing every single day, but then you don't have the energy to engage with your audience. It's not going to create that full effect that you're looking to have that transformation in your social media. So think about how often you can show up in front of your audience day in and day out on the hardest weeks, on the best weeks, all of that. And then think about what features you want to use. Some people love to go live. Other people love to do short format videos. Some hate it. Otherwise, you can do long format videos, kind of similar to this, where it's on YouTube, but you can also use that on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok even. Then, maybe there's carousel posts or standard photo posts, maybe some graphic design posts, or just text-based posts if you're on an app like Twitter or Threads or even Facebook, you can do that. So come up with your plan that will work for you. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is think about how often you're going to engage. Because like I said, social media is not just about posting. It's really about the social part. So showing up to your audience, commenting when they leave a comment on your post, that creates that camaraderie, that relationship. That's going to encourage them to leave a comment on your next post because they know that you're there and you respond and you have those conversations on your posts. And when you see their post, leaving a comment on theirs to reciprocate that camaraderie that you're creating, that's always a really good way to start the relationship, to nurture the relationship. We talk about social media being the top of the funnel. Well, creating those conversations starts to nurture them and move them to the middle of the funnel. And then, think about going outside of your audience and interacting with just accounts that light you up, inspire you, bring you joy, dream client accounts that you would love to work with, other giant creators in your niche who you can really learn from their social media tactics by, showing up and seeing what they're doing and seeing the way that their audience is interacting with their content. So how often will you engage with your audience? You want to choose which platforms you're going to be on, the frequency that you're going to be engaging. Honestly, I say it's more important to show up on a regular basis engaging than posting. So if you say, I'm going to post 3 days of the week, but engage 5 days a week, you're going to see some results in your account. And how long are you going to do it at a time? You definitely don't want to say, I'm going to engage for an hour on each platform. Platforms tend to see that as spammy. They often think that it's a bot, and it might stop you from engaging for a while. So doing it for 10, 15 minutes at a time is completely fine. A lot of times I'll have people say they do it, 10 minutes in the morning when they're drinking their coffee, and then they do it with their lunch break and call it a day. 20 minutes a day is a great duration, and just keeping that consistency and showing up to connect with your audience is a great way to, really nurture the connections.